Right.
You want me to speak like this?
Yeah. Okay, everyone's going to have to put on their listening ears because poor Mark is hoarse.
So I can't speak that much, so I'm going to be really short, which is rare for a politician. Thank you guys for coming out to help Irene. One of the key things when we're looking, I'm the minority leader in the House, and we unfortunately are in the minority. I wish it was majority instead of minority. But what's so important is that we have a Senate in Democrat control who does great work to make sure that stupid, well, let me say that a little better way. Things that aren't productive for the state that come out of the Republican caucus don't make it through to the governor's desk because we have a Senate that can stop those ideas. So, Irene, since she's been in the legislature, has been an amazing leader, especially on healthcare issues. For me, who worked for the Medicaid agency for a couple of years, it's nice to have a doctor, the only doctor, in the Senate, who's actually working and finding, giving departments headaches, making waves, and making changes actually for the people of Colorado and really helping. So your help for Irene's campaign is so important because while her district isn't the toughest, it still takes a lot of money to go out and walk doors and get leaflets out, do town halls, and so that's really important that Irene can do that work. So it's my pleasure to introduce Irene Aguilar, one of the best senators we have. And I'm going to take
As you know, I'm a doctor, and I told him he needed to go home, so he's leaving now. I tried to stay as far away from him as I could, and actually, usually you're infectious before you even look infectious, just so you know. So those of you who were with him 3 days ago, you're screwed. Thank you all for coming. I want to thank my friend Julie Farrar for organizing this for me. Thank you so much. And for finding such a unique and beautiful venue. I just love it here.
I know, it's
I could just sit here all night and feel like I'm really in the Christmas spirit. I really appreciate that. As those of you who've met me before know, as Mark mentioned, I'm obviously a champion for healthcare, and that was how I ended up here. I'm one of those crazy people who thinks that it's shameful that the richest country in the world doesn't provide access to basic health care for all of its citizens like every other industrialized country does. And that's my long-term goal. And I tell people as soon as I've achieved universal health care in Colorado, I'm retiring now. There's much more to life than politics. And as Julie knows, I met her because I have a daughter who's developmentally disabled, who's 17 years of age now. And I really want to make sure we have a good safety net for people with disabilities to allow them to live as ordinary a life as possible in the community, and I'm working towards that as well. And then the final thing, for those of you who don't know, I grew up actually in inner city Chicago. I'm Mexican American, in case you're wondering, not Native American. But the statistics on outcomes for Latinos in the city and county of Denver is really pretty sad in terms of how many graduate high school, how many end up teen parents, and I'd really like to see us make a dent in changing that trajectory. And hopefully, when I do my first election next November in 2012, and as I said, it stays in the majority, I'll be able to work towards those goals. So thank you so much for coming out. If you haven't gotten to shake my hand and talk to me about what's important to you, please come up to me. I'd love to meet you and hear what's important to you. Thank you.